So, Pap, when we broke, we were talking about the maybe it's ignorance, maybe it's desperation involved in any towns that are trying to secede from New York because they think they're going to get wealthy off of fracking. But it raises a really good point that Amanda Marcotte had a great piece in Alternet the other day, which was the 5 ways the GOP is valiantly trying to make Americans as dumb as possible. This is an ongoing project.
It's working. Newsflash.
Indeed. Tell us about what's going on in Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma, for example, they want to ban AP history classes because they don't think that it's fair. They think that what it does is it creates liberals. The way that you teach AP history, that they don't talk about enough American exceptionalism, and that teachers spend too much time talking about some of the bad things that America has done, and that it doesn't create a conservative mind, it creates a liberal mind. So Oklahoma, they want to do away with their AP history classes. Scott Walker, interestingly enough, probably University of Wisconsin is a great university. It's the pride and joy of Wisconsin. It should be. It is a wonderful place. And so what he wants to do is, since he dropped out of college himself, couldn't finish Marquette, dropped out, never learned about evolution before he dropped out, he wants to cut $300 million from the University of Wisconsin system. Pick up from there. What, Mississippi?
Well, in Mississippi, they actually want to define or redefine education as welfare, because they basically want to say that if we're providing for a public education, that we're providing more welfare to people. I mean, this is,
Yeah, they want to be able to say it's a big dollar thing. This is more welfare. Here's the number.
Right, indeed. And so they basically want to justify cutting funds for elementary school kids. And this is, getting back to the AP thing, the idea of any nuance in history is problematic for them, but it's also part of a broader agenda where they basically want to simply stop the function of or stop the perception of government as one of its functions being to provide an educated populace. And, in Kansas, they do this in the guise of their sort of moral majoritizing, or I should say their moralizing majority, threatening to arrest teachers for providing sex education. I mean, I don't know what is going on there. It's crazy. They're requiring... They have laws that require teachers to pretend that it's normal and expected for people to wait until marriage to have sex. And now there's growing support for having teachers
have them arrested if they don't.
Have them arrested if they hint during sex education.
So Thomas
that
Frank,
sex is a thing they do for pleasure.
So Thomas Frank could do a continuing story. What continues to be wrong with Kansas?
Indeed,
nothing's changed. I mean, that's part of the story. It's lost in time.
In South Dakota, Republicans are pushing for a bill that would allow teachers to, quote unquote, question evolution in the classroom, which is just a way of basically saying that teachers can introduce basically hocus pocus theories, magical theories about how we ended up as human beings.
That we rode around on dinosaurs
we rode around on dinosaurs, and that we're, women are here just because they're part of a rib of Adam. And so this is more attacks on government. And, just in the guise of, I don't know, trying to reform education.